This month marks 25 years the Tilman family has fought for answers. Ricardo Tilman Jr. was a standout football player with a bright future, but all that was taken away from him when he was stabbed in the back while protecting his teammates. Katie Jeffries leads our Unsolved series with a deeper look at what we know tonight.
Ricardo Tilman Jr. was a man who needed no introduction on the campus of Jacksonville University in 2000. A star on the school's football team, beloved by his teammates and family. And his death was so sudden and jarring for them. And a miscommunication at the scene still has detectives trying to piece together exactly what happened and who was there. It was 1998, the inaugural year of the Jacksonville University's football team. The first touchdown in school's history, a perfect spiral from quarterback Gary Cooper right into the hands of wide receiver Ricardo Tilman Jr.
Seen him running down the field and just threw it up for him, and he caught it and ran it in for the touchdown. Yeah, it was something special.
The team was tight-knit, a brotherhood. And Cooper says Ricardo Tilman, or Rico as they called him, was the heart.
He was one of the funniest people I knew. You know, there was never one person on my team that I ever heard say something negative about him.
Which is why what happened 2 years later was such a shock. It was March 19th, 2000. Ricardo Tilman Jr., Gary Cooper, and some of their teammates went to Jazzco, a club they frequented in Arlington. Also there was Talmadge Ford Jr., currently an officer with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. But in 2000, he was also on JU's football team and worked as a security guard that night at Jazzco and saw his teammates arrive.
I was like, hey, y'all good, get in and having a good time.
Cooper says he remembers some of the team getting into an argument with another group of men there, but it was resolved.
But it led to nothing, Actually, it led to, shaking hands, right?
As Jazzco was closing, Cooper says he left in another car. Talmadge was in another section of the club clearing people out when he heard a fight had broken out in the parking lot amongst a group of people, and Tilman had been hurt.
Everybody was kind of figure out what was going on with Rico.
He says the scene was chaotic.
We really didn't know who was involved because there's so many people coming out and dispersing, going different directions.
Investigators say it appears Tilman was trying to protect his teammates and their girlfriends when he was stabbed in the back. Though the injury was serious, he was still alive and transported to the hospital. After a surgery and days in recovery, he was released from what was then Shands Hospital in Jacksonville. His parents and 4 sisters optimistic.
He's struggling to walk, but he was still joking and laughing, and all the providers said that he was going to be fine. So there was really not a lot to worry about at that time.
But then he began to run a fever and became ill.
So I took him back to the doctor and they put him back in the hospital.
All of a sudden, it just went bad.
A staph infection had taken hold from the wound, and on April 10th of 2000, it claimed his life.
So we had no idea. We didn't expect it at all. It hit us like a train. We had no idea that he was going to pass away.
Because the infection was a result of the initial stabbing, his death was classified as a homicide. But the homicide detectives picking up the case were at a major disadvantage.
Our detectives have to go back now and try to piece together something that has occurred 2 weeks prior.
Detective Travis Oliver with the cold case unit at JSO says it appears there was a miscommunication at the scene at Jazzco, and the responding officers were told Tilman's injuries were not life-threatening.
Based on that miscommunication, the police didn't do what would be normally done at a scene where someone was life-threatening.
The scene wasn't preserved, witnesses were not detained or interviewed that night, so the names of the other men involved in the fight remain a mystery.
That's the information that we need. Who were the guys fighting?
A sketch was made of the man who possibly stabbed Tilman, but his identity is still unknown. The wait for answers has been torturous for the Tilman family.
Really an ache that could never, ever be erased. It changed the way that we view the world.
But Tilman's family still prays every day for answers.
So if anybody hear me, please, somebody say something. It's been 25 years that my family been going through this.
And Detective Oliver hopes those in the community that were at Jazzco that night or know something will come forward.
You rely on each other to protect each other. It's a fight that went south and went extremely south. And then we just need those people to come forward and let the facts come out and let us deal with the facts.
If you know anything about the death of Ricardo Tilman Jr. or you were at Jazzco the night the fight happened, contact the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. Katie Jeffries with photographer Cole Echevarria. First Coast News, on your side.